Randall here, of course, checking out a property in Glenview. It's a pretty nice little area here in town. It's been going through a lot of changes. Used to be kind of not great, but you can see there's lots of rehab going on. It's getting a lot better, higher rent, owner-occupant purchases, stuff going for between 240 and sometimes as high as three. We have a park over here. It's pretty nice, and that's always nice being butted up against something like that. But this house hit the market. They want a lot for it. It's sort of overpriced. You look at it on the outside, you're like, hey, it's not too bad. They've definitely done some stuff on the exterior. Nothing sticks out to me as rough. But why are they selling it? They bought it fairly recently to work on it. So what's the deal, right? And I have a client that's interested and kind of wants to know a little bit more about it. So let's dig in and see. I think I have a feeling of what's going on, but let's check it out and see why they might be getting rid of it, given the fact that they just purchased it to do the work. So again, outside, pretty solid, nothing major. By the way, doors opened when I came here, so I looked around, see if anybody was around. So first off, what do you think happened here? Oh, he had some pipes bust or something. Something has happened, water-wise, but that could be wrong. So what kind of rehab are we looking at here? Well, it's a tough one. These are plaster walls, old house. It's going to be a high-end rehab. Whole point of owning something like this is to keep, some of the original wood intact for that look. I mean, that's the thing. You got all these windows everywhere. They're funny shapes. You got a fireplace that's obviously no longer a fireplace. People are going to want that if it's an owner-occupant flip. You can't have a fireplace that's not a fireplace if you're going to sell it to an owner-occupant. Again, more interesting wood. Here, lots of expensive subfloor issues. The hardwood, probably not great. Looks like it's been moist for a long time. It's starting to buckle a little bit around the edges. Again, some pretty expensive stuff there. Water intrusion almost certainly. We have mold spots all over the wall. And here, like huge. I mean, every it's almost like a pattern on the wall. I'll show you what I mean. Like it's all over. And it's almost like a pattern intentionally on the wall. All this stuff is bunk. You don't need it. It doesn't really do anything for you. It's expensive to get rid of. You have to cut all the lines, make sure they're capped, and don't have anything running to it. So I'm going to try to write this quickly. Immediately, subfloor issues, huge. Soft spots, dips, huge dips. We call it Midtown charm. It's not really Midtown, but that's what it's called here. Started doing some stuff to the ceilings there. It's going to be taken care of. Nice big butler's pantry area thing here. I like it a lot. It's nice layout. Huge houses over here. So here's what happened. They started doing their rehab. They started on the outside because outside's easy, fun to do. It's cheap, ish anyway. And that's what they started. Look, they even have a nice new fence out here. And it's not that bad. They got inside and they severely underestimated the amount of work they'd really have to do. So we look here, a lot of this stuff's going to have to go most likely. And then you have like new electrical here. So some parts of this was okay. There's your Romex and all that. It's great, wonderful, fancy dancy stuff. Let's see. Here's the other side of the house. They did some more demo in here. Started, you can see there's some knob and tube. And it looks like they may have cut that off. I'm definitely not going to touch it to find out if they rewired it or got rid of it completely. But here you see you've got old and new. So somebody here has maybe started the electrical, has not finished it. So you're looking at probably a minimum of $15K in electrical, if not more. The ceiling work, these are slats and plaster. You can try to go over with drywall if you want. You're going to probably have to tear the whole ceiling out and do that for uniformity. Again, this is an expensive house for owner occupants. Walls too. Plaster work is not cheap. It's a skilled labor. It's not something you can just find that everyone can do. So you're going to have to spend a lot of money on that. So the rehab here that they're leaving behind, they're trying to sell it to you saying it's only needs so much. It needs a lot. Here's a custom light fixture that broke. Of course, it's some brittle type of metal or old vulcanized plastic or something. So that's, you have to pull that off. It's lost some of its charm there. Again, that's what sort of people want, is old school feel. There's your old telephone box. So what does it need? I'm not a contractor by any means, so don't listen to me. But doesn't have a shower. You have one bath in this giant house. You have to install shower, plumbing, and all that. Not too difficult. This is drywall. It probably needs around 80,000 minimum. They have it for 150. So your 6-month holding cost, finding people to do this type of work, yeah, I'd say you're losing about 30, 40,000 just to finish it out. So they have it over, they have it overpriced on the MLS by probably about 50,000 minimum. Probably should be selling it for closer to 80. Why didn't they finish it? Oh no. Well, whatever estimate I just said was probably wrong, because we have an upstairs. There's no power or utilities on here. I'm sorry, I'm not going up there. It's too dark to see anything anyway. But you can just add another 20,000. So we're close to probably 80 to 100 pretty easily to finish this place up, to sell it. Or if you wanted to burr it, you could do it for a little bit less, but there's some stuff that's unavoidable. You have to fix the floors. You're going to have your plaster work. And here you can do drywall. They've already, pulled this ceiling down and replaced it with drywall before whatever plumbing issues it had that also need to be addressed. You do look like you have a newer decking on your roof, at least for most of it. The roof outside looks pretty good too, from what I remember. We'll go check it out again. So overall, is it a bad project? No. Is it overpriced? Yes. So for my guy that's actually looking at it, that's sort of my thought on it. But as it stands now, does it make sense? No, it's a shame, because this is a great area for something like this, but this just isn't it. It needs to be in maybe a little bit better condition inside, or they just sort of spent money in the wrong places at the wrong time. You don't usually go in and redo all your windows before you take care of your walls. You don't usually paint your outside before your inside's a little bit cleaner. And your new fence probably costs you 5,000 to 7,000 or more. But what good's it doing attached to this right now? It's unlivable. Who's enjoying the fence, right? So maybe not the smartest way to tackle this one right now. And the shape it's in, you're still, you can acquire 2 houses for that, and your return's just not going to be there. So interesting one to walk through. Glad we were able to check it out. But overall, do I think it's a great purchase the way it is? No, I think it's pretty far off. But it's a pretty solid, fun little house if it was a little closer to being complete, didn't have these large items that we're waiting